the third planet in the Algol solar system. It's an extremely cold planet covered in snow and ice. Watch out for wampas. Welcome to part 12 of Phantasy Star 4. The crew did not die, thank God, because I did not want to voice over another death scene. So, we're gonna meet a new character here, and he's definitely the most lighthearted of the group. Whew, we're safe, but wow, what a flamboyant landing. How strange, it's raining machines. Huh? You? What on earth are you? Ah, it's a Dezolisian. Technically a Desorian, but whatever. It's the first one I've ever seen. Answer me, you bonehead. You've destroyed an important temple. Oh, sorry about that. Chaz, is anything wrong? Yeah, you were having fun with your roller coaster ride while I was panicking. Looks like we crushed someone's house. Who are you people? A girl with horns and a mechanical doll? These are ears, I tell you. Please use the word android, will you? Android? The droid? Whatever. Oh, be quiet, you old fart. Yeah, Rune is not having any of this. I see. From Montavia. On a ship that flies. Or flew, anyway, before it fell. That's extraordinary. 4 Motavians flee, fly, and fall right on my temple hall. What a funny old man. Chaz, bad news. The shuttle is done for. It's beyond repair. What shall we do? Hey, old man. My name is Raja. You better remember that, little girl. Ah, yes, Raja. Are there any facilities where you can fix our ship? None that I know of. Then how are you gonna fix our ship? It's not his responsibility. You crashed on his temple. I'm not, but I do have some welcoming news for you. What? There is another ship that can travel the skies. There are other spaceships on Dezolis? Tell us where, old man. Hee. Okay, I'll tell you, but on one condition. A condition? Ah, this sounds interesting. Take me along. What? If you do, I'll overlook the destruction of the temple. Group meeting! I don't want to drag this old man around with us. What shall we do? I don't mind. I like him. He's kind of interesting. I don't think we have much choice. It seems a very practical choice. Oh. Then let's go! Great! Now listen carefully. A long time ago, Parmenians came here to Dezolis on a ship that traveled the skies. It is said that this ship still exists in their town of their descendants. Is this true? Of course it's true! Chaz, under the circumstances, we have no choice but to rely on this information and go there. And where's this town? It's the Parmenian town called Tyler. It's a short distance northwest of here. Everyone, let's get going. Alright. And here's everyone's favorite character, it's Raja. The closest thing you can get to a white mage in this game. Really good healer. But he's also got a magic skill that can do damage to pure evil type enemies, as well as some supportive magic. And also this guy is 85 years old. And he's moving around like a spry chicken. This is the wreck of the space shuttle. I guess it will never fly again. By the way, it's your fault. Fuck you, Rune. Are you going to be okay without us? Oh, I'll be fine. It's boring staring at the same faces all the time. Let me talk to this guy real quick. Roger, sir. Are you taking another pleasure trip to the country? You needn't come along this time, so make sure to guard what's left of this place in my absence. Wow, what a heavy snowstorm. Ugh! This has been going on for 3 months now. This planet has always had a cold climate, but even I have never seen anything like this. There must be a malfunction in the Desolisian climate control system. No, I bet the cause of all this lies in the Geruberg Tower. The Geruberg what? Raja, what makes you say that? It's a feeling I have, and my feelings are always good, get it? Dramatic pause. Ouch. don't get it. I think there was supposed to be a joke somewhere because Rika laughed, but I'm with Chaz in that I'm totally confused and hurt. This is Rion. If you want to have fun, this is the town. I just can't avoid this town when I'm passing by. Well, welcome to Rion, best place on Dezolis apparently. The owner of the bar is named Ginua. I guess that's how you pronounce it. If you want to know more, or if you want to know something, that's where you should go. Two-fist is the best solution. What? Your jokes are kind of on the lame side, Raja, I will admit. You're still cool, though. The inn is a source of relaxation. The inn, or more specifically, the building that's not the building with the bed on it, but the one north of it, is where you should go next. Gumbia's temple is the Desolisian source of pride. It's the center of Dezolis, and it's the pillar of support for the hearts of Desolisians. God damn, I cannot say Desolisians. It's Desorians, damn it! Oh my, a first-time customer. Ah, you're friends of Rasha. In that case, I'll tell you anything. What do you want to know? Okay, this is exactly like the Durant situation from earlier. Just say no until you get to what you need to look for, which is a spaceship. Whereabouts of a spaceship, yes. Oh, are you talking about the spaceship that is underground in the town of Tyler? I don't know a lot about it, but apparently if you take a good look at the grave, a path will open for you. A grave? So we're apparently looking at graves to open paths. What is this, Legend of Zelda? You're making my drink go sour. Don't get too close. Well, sorry. Let's talk to this guy real quick. Maybe you know something about the grave. I've seen Parmenians from time to time, but this is the first time I've seen a girl with horns. Oh, how dare you! I'm gonna kill your ass. I told you, to normal people they look like horns. I guess. Except they're black tips on the ears. How can anybody... This girl won't move out of the way. Get out of the doorway! Okay, so the item shop here will only house 2 weapons, or items. Garbs. That will be Silver Mantle and the Silver Circlet, which are more Rune and Rasha-centric items to wear. The same thing goes for the weapons. They're only tailored to Rune and Rasha. I don't get anything for Rune or Rasha because Rasha already has a silver rod, and Rune doesn't really need a weapon because he just has 2 shields. Which is important to keeping my man alive, because Rune is awesome. He's just flat out awesome. Would I say he's my favorite character of the game? Well, you already know who my favorite character of the game is. But he's a close second. Rune is a close second. Anyway, I'm just telling off more stuff. Because, yeah, inventory. Inventory sucks in this game. Alright, so you just go northeast and, oh, Raja goes. They named an enemy after Raja. Okay, now with the Dezorian enemies, it's kind of like a reverse rock, paper, scissors with the Motavian enemies, where you had to deal ice damage to the Motavian creatures in order to kill them instantly. You do fire to the Dezorian enemies in order to destroy these guys quickly. But there is one sneaky enemy that subverts that trope, and we'll be seeing it in a little bit. But for right now, it's open season. My goodness, that mountain range looks gorgeous. This is a Sega Genesis game. And look at the detail in that mountain range. It looks photorealistic, but at the same time slightly pixelated. I just can't explain it. It's like, how much detail is in this game? I want to know their magic. What was Sega's magic with Phantasy Star 4? This is Tyler. It's a Parmenian town. Oh, thanks, I would have never realized that. There's a large grave on the outskirts of town. They say it's the grave of the first chief of this village. I'm sure the old man will know more about it. The old man in question is located in the northernmost house. How on earth were you able to get through the walls of ice? Drill tank? No, there are no drill tanks. Yet. What with the storm, our fuel supply is sporadic. We might actually freeze to death! The Parmenians have built other towns too, like Mies and Reschel. We don't trade much with them, but I hope they are doing well. Ah, yes, I am he whom everyone calls the old man, all capitalized. This is the place where the Parmenians first landed when they moved to Dezolis a long time ago. It's been said that they named this town after the captain of the spaceship they came on. And the story goes that they built a grave on the outskirts of town in memory of the captain. Well, that was almost a history lesson, but yes, that was referencing a minor, very throwaway character from Phantasy Star 2. Everyone seems so unconcerned, but we'll freeze to death if we don't do something. What's with the climate recently? This is never a comfort. Okay, at least he acknowledges that this was an ice planet, but still, you're on a freaking ice planet, dude. I hate the snowstorm. I feel like my hat's going to be blown away. What a nuisance. Honestly, I wish it were colder because it's disgustingly hot outside. It's just gross. Anyway, we got more silver equipment. Buy it! Buy it now! This time around, everybody can buy their weapons here, except for Wren. He, just like Demi, can get his weapons from dungeons, more specifically mechanical dungeons. And the dungeon we're going to next part, Kiran, just so happens to be a mechanical dungeon, so you can rest assured that Wren's going to get armed up pretty quickly. Weapons are a downgrade, unfortunately. If you look in the right places, you should already have plasma-type swords and plasma-type claws at your disposal. And those hit like tanks on steroids, so you should keep those around instead of ceramic swords. Here lies the great leader Tyler. Touch us, listen to our voice, and trust that body to us. So this is Tyler's grave. Lying alone. What a horrible fate. Kiona said to inspect this grave closely, but I don't see anything. There's just this inscription. Ah! That plate just moved. It moved? Chaz, push it again. Okay. Wow, incredible! Maybe there's a spaceship down there. Let's go see. So, wait, where's the body? Where's the body? Anyway, a snow slug is, kind of beefy, but he's really not that troublesome. Okay, never mind, he goes down like a bitch, so he's not beefy at all if you know how to attack him properly. Okay, these guys, they're the subversion to the fire trope. They're red, which means you should actually go for Blizzard, since they're weak to snow, which makes no sense because we're on a snow planet. But apparently helixes have fire in them. I don't know! It makes no sense! It's one of those things that make you scratch your head, kind of like the Chrono Trigger box art, which is cool on paper, but if you really play the game, you're like, wait a minute. Mario doesn't know how to use fire? Akira Toriyama, you lied! Anyway, we got more helixes, and this is the proper way to fight them. Or at least not me spamming a combination attack. And they're still just as weak as before. Let me heal Rika up. There we go. And if you go to the right, you'll find another piece of equipment. That will be the Zerk gear. Zirconium. Headgear made specifically for androids. Equip it while you can. Or as soon as you actually get it. Garrett Lux. Okay, that's how you pronounce it. You see, this is what I get for playing games that don't have dedicated voice acting. I gotta pronounce all this shit out, like Garrett Lux. What the hell is a Garrett Lux? Well, the short answer is it's a purple ape frog and they're weak to fire and wind. So yeah, nothing too special about them. They poison you just about as much as the ape frogs do. Actually, maybe less. They're a bit inaccurate in the poison department. Chaz got a level up and nothing to show for it. No skill or technique. Oh man. One Garrett frog. Yeah, let me just mow him down with flares and stuff. Oh, good old frog legs for dinner. I never had frog legs before. Sounds kind of weird. It's like one of those bayou dinners that I'm not interested in. This is it! Amazing! So this is the spaceship the Parmenians used in coming here so long ago. Good job doing Chaz's job in pointing out the obvious, Rika. Here's an emblem. Landale. Landale! It's called a Landale? What a cool name! An ongoing barge. A space sled. I'm gonna name this episode Space Sled. So how is it? Hey, Wren! Hey, don't ignore me! It's been preserved almost perfectly. With a little maintenance, it could be perfectly useful. Whew, we sure are in luck. Wren, make preparations for takeoff. Roger. And now we got access to a permanent spaceship. The more I play this game, the more I love it. And the spaceship is named after the first original main character from Phantasy Star 1, Alice Landale. Yeah. I don't even think it's her ship, though. It's not even the original ship, so I don't know why it's called the Landale. If anything, I think the ship should have been called the Lavano, because that's what it was called in Phantasy Star 1. If, granted, this is the same ship from Phantasy Star 1, then yes, it is the Lavano, technically. Or maybe Alice changed the name out of egotism. I don't know. The weird thing about the Phantasy Star series is that there's so much time and decades and millennia in between the games that you probably put other stories and games in between those set main games. It's kind of like Star Wars in that regard. Like, have a Phantasy Star Force Unleashed 2. No, that's a stupid idea. Don't do that. Granted, there were a couple of spin-off games, and they were a bit questionable. Starting with the text adventures. There were Phantasy Star 2 text adventures that came out in between 1989 and 1991 for Phantasy Star 2. I never played it, and it looks boring. It's a text adventure. I'm not really into text adventures, so There were a couple of Game Gear games too, like Phantasy Star Adventure, and I think that one was another text adventure. What's with all the text adventures? The second Game Gear Phantasy Star game was Phantasy Star Gaiden, not featuring Ryu Hayabusa. That one interested me, but I've never gotten a chance to play it. It looks like it could be Phantasy Star 1 on the Game Gear, but it's not. And also apparently it's not good to play. But I've always wanted to try Phantasy Star Gaiden for myself. And also, one more thing about Phantasy Star Gaiden is that the box art for that game is freaking incredible. It's probably the best in the series. If not the best box art for any video game ever, so yeah. While I'm showing off the badass box art for Phantasy Star Gaiden, I'm gonna end the video right here. I'll see you in part 13 where we finally go to Kirin.